Yes, I'll have the soup du jour.
And I'll have duck à l'orange.
Because we are foodies. Hey guys, and thanks for joining us here at Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're reviewing the game Foodies from CMON. This is from designer Ken Gruhl.
It's a 2 to 5 player engine builder, a little bit of dice rolling action game that takes about 20 to 30 minutes. It's a pretty quick one. CMON sent us a copy, so let's take a look at how it's played.
Set up the game by placing the board in the center with 2 chefs randomly selected and placed on their spots.
Randomly choose 5 countries and shuffle all 5 sets of cards and reveal the first 5.
Give each player a food court dashboard, 3 coins, their player markers, and flyers depending on turn order, and then you're ready to begin.
On their turn, the active player will roll the die and have a foodie visit and activate 1 stall in their food court, as well as all the other players' food courts.
That space activates, and the filled spaces will activate the effect on the card, which may give money, popularity, stars, or both.
Any tokens in the stall are also picked up, and any connecting stars give popularity points on the score track.
The active player may also purchase a new food stall from the market by paying the cost.
Some restaurants activate more rewards depending on which restaurant they are near.
At the end of their turn, players may also hire a chef.
Play continues around the table with more foodies visiting the food courts, and once someone has triggered the last round by hitting the popularity marker for your player count, the round finishes and the player who has the most popular food court wins. Foodies has got a lot of familiar mechanics in it. It has some of that Machikoro dice rolling, everybody activates actions. It's also got some basically tile placement action going on in the game. They're cards, but you're really trying to optimize where you place those on your board and able to score the most points. And then it has a little bit of engine building in that sometimes those cards are going to work together to help you out as you play the game.
Yeah, and I think the engine building is the key. Will thinks the tile placement portion is the key, but depending on where you place those and how your food stalls activate other food stalls nearby is really how you're going to do well in the game and gain more money or gain more popularity stars, which is how you're ultimately going to win the game.
In the game, you will be rolling that die and hoping to get the one that you want so that the best stalls that you have organized are going to be able to get you the most points. One of the nice things in the game are those flyers that you can play. Basically, you're convincing the foodie who came to visit, stall number 7 that instead he wants to visit stall number 8, which is where you'll score your big points at. That's a really nice way to mitigate some of the frustration you feel when you play games like Machikoro and you roll the dice and you just can't ever get them to roll the number that you want them to.
In the game, it has fantastic art. I really love the illustration style. They did a good job of capturing some different personality in the chefs. There are 3 chefs that are used for each game that you can hire at the end of your turn. One is there permanently that you can use multiple times over and over through the game. And then there's a set of cards where you'll place out the 2, and those 2 are one-time use chefs. So everybody can use them. It's not just the first player, although I think spicing things up a little, playing that a little differently may be interesting for your group. That's probably a house rule people could use. But those chefs will allow you to, the one that's on the board allows you to spend money to gain the stars. And so if you have your engine built where you're just gaining all kinds of money, you need to spend that somehow, and gaining stars is how you're going to win the game.
The game does actually end pretty quickly and abruptly. Most of the times we've played it, especially in a 2-player game, it's pretty short. Like I haven't even had time to fill up my whole board, and she's usually maxed out her points and passed me up. Because it's so fast, I think the setup time and the teardown time is a little bit long. Fortunately, the box does have a great little organizer in it, so it's not as hard to put away or to tear down. But I think you're going to be surprised by how quick it plays, which is kind of a good thing because usually that means that you want to try it again to see if you can optimize it to do better the faster second time.
Yeah, and it does come with 10 different countries, and you only play with 5 every time. So, and they all have actions on the cards that are very different. So some of them, like Russia, are one-time use where you'll load up that card with a bunch of tokens, and then once you pick up those tokens, that's it for that card. And so you are able to build over top of and replace the stalls. So that's probably one you're going to want to do that on, whereas other ones are going to chain off of other stalls that are next to them. So you probably want to keep those so that you can build and try and get lots of those around it to chain and get all the extra victory points or cash from those stalls.
Yeah, she mentioned the art already. The components for the game are really nice. I do like the little die-cut cards and how everything lays out really nicely. It was pretty easy to pick up from the instruction manual. There were like one or two things that we actually felt like the rules left out, which is kind of funny. They just assumed that we know that a vertical line means you get everything on the card versus a slash, which is either or. But a lot of those things are easy to pick up and understand, especially if you played other games like Machikoro or other deck building and engine building games.
If this sounds like something you are interested in, you can check out Foodies from CMON. And we appreciate your support, and thank you for checking out our video, and check out the other videos from Tantrum House.
It's a 2 to 5 player dice worker something hashing blah blah blah.